that that statement that you have mentioned. But before we proceed, Mr. Chair, may we ask the new resource speakers who have been present today to take their oath.
Okay, those that are appearing in today's committee hearing and was not present in the previous hearings, may we ask the committee secretary to please administer their oath?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Attended this hearing for the first time, please stand up. Resource person. Okay.
Answer. What will be the treatment of this committee with regards to this answer show cause order?
May we know from the committee secretary what was the reason that the show cause orders and subpoenas were answered?
Most of the reasons written here by our record section is that the show cause orders for those who were issued were unserved because the recipients or the respondents moved out from the residence, from the address. Some are not found in the addresses that we gave.
So, in that case, Mr. Chair, we are going to issue still a subpoena among those people.
Are the subpoenas and show cause orders served at their residence or at the place of the business?
The business and the addresses that were listed in the incorporator's document, sir.
And there's no non-existing ang kanilang korporasyon doon?
No, in the document, in the incorporation document, they listed their addresses. So that's the address that we use for the issuance of the statute.
But Mr. Chair, di po ba meron din silang mga addresses ng kanilang mga different corporations? Have we served the show cause order to the corporation itself, asking the presence of all those in the incorporators?
Some of those were received by their representative, such as for those Yang Wapong, received by a certain Roger Manalo, by Alvin Ganituin, received by Fernando Macapagal. These were served in the corporation.
But the others were not
Yes,
served.
sir.
So in other words, Mr. Chairman, if we're going to issue a subpoena to those unserved show cause order, I think it will be unfair to them to issue a subpoena for the meantime. So I think
Perhaps we can attempt to deliver or send the show cause orders to the corporate addresses.
yes,
Because kung residents, baka maaaring
lumipat na po sila.
maaaring hindi ka nakatira doon. So we'd rather that we send it again, no? To the corporation's register in the addresses that as listed as their corporate address.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Fernandez.
Chairman,
Congressman Apo.
what we discussed to do are for those who were not served the show cause orders. How about those persons that were served the show cause orders? Did they comply?
I think Mr. Henry Bigay is now present, who is also a recipient of the show cause order, and the others have sent letters to the committee. This is Yakay. Okay, Yakay, where Miss Tiffany Matt D. Chua and Bernice Yang Tan who are also incorporators of the said corporation. It seems that they are partners with Mr. Bigay. Is that correct, Mr. Bigay? So Tiffany Mat Di Chua and Bernice Yang Tang are your partners.
Is my sister, and Tiffany is my aunt.
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Lago.
if Mr. Henry Bigay can be present today, why would the others not be present?
So if there's a letter, exists letter there, why they cannot come here?
Yeah, the letter states that Miss Bernice Yang Tan and Tiffany Mat Di Chua will not be able to make it today for the reason that based on the letter, they're saying that the Yatay Corporation, where they are the corporators, have no ties to the warehouse of Empire 999 where illegal drugs were found and seized. And with that, perhaps this is the reason why they do not wish to attend, except for Mr. Bigay, who is present because he is also another incorporator of Yatay International.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chair, we have sent a letter yesterday why Ms. Hayang and Ms. Tiffany Chua can come here today. I think that's not the letter that we sent yesterday. The existing letter we sent yesterday.
So we will check. Maybe baka pwede mong sabihin na lang kung ano yung reason.
My sister have commitment of going to Cebu for a children's shop that is happening yearly. It's supposed to be I'm the one who's planning her, but since I'm here, someone from the company should go and supervise the event. And then for my aunt has a special child that cannot be live at home and has a less than 2 years old baby that needs to be taken care of.
Congressman Lago.
Before they were issued Chocos orders, they were invited, which they did not comply with. That is precisely the reason why we issued the Chocos order. Now, if they're not going to appear again, then I think we will move to issue a subpoena so that they will be forced to appear in these committee hearings. Kasi may invitation, hindi nila pinansin. Nag-Chocos order tayo, sumunat sila. Ang sinasabi lang po nila is wala silang connection doon sa Empire 999 Corporation. Why can't they come here and say so?
And at the same time, Mr. Chairman, I think the reason of Mr. Henry Bigay is so lame. Because, well, we understand yung the predicament or the situation of your sister having a autistic, a special child.
My aunt has a
Special child.
and a less than 2 years old baby.
Yes, and she cannot leave her daughter.
Maybe she cannot leave the special child at home.
So, hindi siya umaalis sa tabi ng kanyang anak. Every day, every week, every year.
To be honest,
Because Mr. Bigay, this is a investigation that entails national security. And we did the operation of the resource speakers. And we hope that you understand what we wanted to ferret out in this committee involves the security of this nation. And having that kind of reasoning that she cannot leave her daughter if she's patriotic and a real Filipina, she will agree with us to be present on this special and so important hearing. So may we remind Mr. Chairman, our invited resource persons to be present. If they're not hiding anything, then they should be proud to be here. But if they're hiding something, of course, the best thing to do is not to attend on this hearing. And maybe, Mr. Chairman, tama po yun. We will be issuing a subpoena later on, before the adjournment. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Pang-apat na process, pupunta sa punong barangay. Di ba? At sasabihin niya sa punong barangay, issue mo ako ng indigency. And we all know the barangays, di ba? They can easily issued indigency. Di ba? Di ba? Hindi mo alam yan. Alam namin yan. Mga congressman kami. Alam namin ang mga barangay namin. At kapag nakapag-issue na sila ng indigency, the last requirement is any proof of identity. Driver's license, barangay certification. That's it. And that's all. You relax the requirements. Really mga requirements. The project is so good for IPs, Muslim sectors, and other poorest of the poor. But this is being abused by the foreigners. Kaya marami tayo nakapag-own ng property. Kaya sila nagkaroon ng mga passport Because they issue this Nakapag-issue sa PSA because nag-issue kayo ng negative certification. At pag-issue nyo, wala silang copy sa PSA, pupunta sila sa LCR. Di ba? Kaya attach sa nila affidavit nila ng late registration. And then, dalawang affidavit ng uninterested person. And then, indigency. And then, ID lang. They have partners in the Chinese companies. Ito pong proseso nila na nirelax nila ang requirement ng late registration. And that's the reason why nagkaroon po tayo ng mga passport sa mga foreigners.
Thank you, Congressman Fernandez. That was a very good observation, and we will get to that at the appropriate time. In the meantime, dito muna tayo mag-focus.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Congressman Laco.
May I request PSA to submit to us a copy of their contract with Unisys so that we can conduct a study, what are their obligations, another part of the agreement.
We have already submitted last night, sir.
The contract.
Contract, the concession agreement.
Yes, you have submitted it already. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Laco. Moving forward, for the information of the honorable members, the PSA has created a technical working group. Correct me if I'm wrong, PSA. So you have already created a technical working group as a result of our previous committee hearings in this committee. And because of this, they came out with a new guidelines as to the late registration implementation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Kasi nakakatawa nga naman na karamihan ng nag-a-avail ng late registration, LCR lang, o hindi kaya, iba wala pang endorsement from LCR, PSA issues directly an endorsement, kaya nagkakaroon sila ng birth certificate. At karamihan dun sa birth certificate, nakasulat pinanganak sa isang malayong barangay. Pangalawa, ang nagpaanak, kumadrona. Pangatlo, nag-avail ng late registration, a minimum of at least 10 years. Then to, like this Alice Guo, she availed of the late registration 17 years after sa farm. Diba? And we all know that. Diba? So this is in fact ridiculous, no? Halos pare-pareho, 90% na nag-avail niya na Chinese. Yun lang ang modus. Yun ang kanilang justification. Pinanganak ng pamadrona, hindi sa ospital pinanganak. Sa farm lagi pinapanganak. Sa malayong lugar. So now that the EWG created by PSA as a result of our committee hearings has now made it difficult for anyone to avail of the late registration policy.
Mr. Chair?
Because of this, nakita natin na hindi na ganun kadali for the Chinese citizens na maka-avail nito. But another issue that was raised by Congressman Dan Fernandez dun sa Lenovo Unisys PSA engagement. No? Currently, what Congressman Dan Fernandez is saying is that there could be some sort of a collusion no, perpetuated by the Chinese company Lenovo and some PSA employees to justify or to issue a birth certificate to anyone who wishes to avail of the late registration policy. So,
quickly lang, Chairman, quickly lang.
okay.
Kasi sabi niyo, nagkaroon sila ng parang tinatawag na what do you call this committee to PWG, but may I be allowed to ask the COA para magkaroon na tayo ng tinatawag na auditing of this agreement that entered into by the PSA, because precisely the money that are being paid for this concession or for this public-private partnership are also owned by the Filipino people. Kasi nag-charge sila sa atin, binabayaran din for certain years, hindi ko alam, and that's the reason why I wanted to have an audit report on this by the Commission on Audit to try to find out. Kasi dito, Mr. Chairman, miski doon sa, ito kasi ang inakusus sa kanila sa United States, nag-overprice sila sa even in the employees. Sa employees nila, Mr. Chairman, binabanggit doon sa kaso ng Homeland Security that in-overcharge nila ang mga employees nila, pero kalahati lang ang binibigay sa employee. And when you believe, Mr. Chairman, dito sa Unisys, salaries in Philippines, there is 3 to 4 million na sweldo ng isang employee. Merong 500,000, 600,000. So, binobloat nila yung sweldo ng mga employees, and these are being kept by the company itself, which in accordance with the investigation of the Congress of the United States. I think, Mr. Chairman, it's high time for us to include the Commission on Audit to find out 2,000 ang tao ng Unisys. Am I correct? 2,000, meron kayong building na pinagawa, at 2,000 ang tao ninyo?
Approximately 2,000.
Yes, 2,000 ang mga employees nila. And dito sa salary na nakalagay dito, Mr. Chairman, isipin ko meron dito 600,000, Mr. Chairman, pero ano lamang siya, IT service desk analyst lang siya. Oh, meron dito 360,000 to 480 to 840 team leader lang siya.
Napaka-generous na...
Kaya nga, nagtataka ko na mabasa ko ito, Mr. Chairman, having the salaries being given, gusto ko na mag-apply sa kanila.
Can you confirm that, Mr. President?
Oh, Mr. Chairman, ito, cycling. Alam mo kung gano'n sweldo? 3 to 4 million. Cycling. Website niya yan.
Can you confirm that, please? What's his name? Mr. President, can you confirm that
Unisys.
these salaries
If
are...
I may clarify, Your Honor, that information came from Glassdoor, and that's correct.
Correct.
From it, right?
This is correct.
Yeah, and that's salary for the West.
Yes. Can you kindly submit to us the salaries of these 2,000 employees? These are not employees of the PSA, These are employees of the Unisys.
Okay. For this one, I would like to be clarified, Your Honor, that the contract that we have for PSA is under Unisys Managed Services Corporation.
Yes.
That is where we have 2,000 heads
Yes.
as of the moment. And their salary is actually not that figure that you are stating. We can provide with details. Your Honor.
Please submit to us the true salaries of these 2,000 employees, because yun na nga sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina, merong FBI report sa inyo, sa Unisys. Ayan ang contractor accused of overbilling the US citizens. At yung sobrang sinesweldo ng mga employees ay napapunta sa company. Hindi ako nagsabi yan, Washington Post yan, saka yung US Congress.
I acknowledge that, Your Honor, but yeah, would like to, get specific on that.
Submit to us. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Fernandez. A follow-up question sa NBI. Those respondents, DOJ na, si Atty. Palulyon, yung mga respondents sounded like Chinese sounding names. Other than those listed as incorporators of Empire 999, there are other 6 who are Chinese sounding names. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Wala bang Pilipinong involved dyan?
Apparently, Your Honor, from the information provided to us by the National Bureau of Investigation, there are Filipinos involved, but the actual names, the key names and addresses have yet to be secured. So that's the information and data that we're waiting for.
So if names should be provided, but Filipino names should be provided later on, that would be another case, supplemental.
No, Your Honor. Like I mentioned earlier, there are aliases which were included in the charges. There are about 6 of them. Initial inquiry from the National Bureau of Investigation, we were informed that these are Filipinos. Some of them are Filipinos, but we have yet to get the actual names and identities of these people, Your Honor.